What's going on, everyone? How are we doing? Hope you're all well. Hope you're having a fantastic week. Lately, I've had some incredible opportunities come my way, some absolutely monumental opportunities, which, throughout the year, I'll begin to share some more of them. But one of those opportunities was actually, I have been given the opportunity to trade for a hedge fund. I'm currently on simulation with that hedge fund, have been now for around a month. What I want to get in here, this is not me to be like, oh, look at me in any way. And anyone that knows me or has watched me for a long time will know that. But when it came to me, when the offer came to me, I was like, yo, this is huge. The reason I want to use this as an example is because opportunities will come your way in this game and opportunities will find you. And life has a really weird way of sometimes removing people or things in order for new things or people to come your way. And sometimes you might be feeling low, you might be feeling rough, you might not be feeling like you're getting any breakthroughs, and then all of a sudden, boom, right? Everything will just click and the opportunities will come. Now, the important thing here is when the opportunities come, you have to be ready. Now, I've been working on being ready for a long time now. Obviously, as I've always shared, I've gone through Rewired, and I still to this day still go through Rewired, and I know a lot of people are going through Rewired themselves, and they're having the very similar kind of realizations, they're having the same breakthroughs, and it's amazing to see. But doing all of that work at the time, there wasn't much of a reward, is what I'm trying to get at. There isn't much of a reward through these journeys. And it's like if you go to the gym, right? There'll be a moment where you go to the gym and you're going there every day and your body, maybe your physique's not changing much, maybe not a lot's happening. And they say it can take 12 weeks or so for you yourself to see a difference when you look at yourself in the reflection. Whereas someone that hasn't seen you for a long time might be like, yo, you've lost loads of weight, you look great. And it's kind of the same in this kind of trading game, right? You could spend years and years learning, figuring things out, losing money, not making money, doing a break-even dance, or maybe even just losing money consistently, maybe making a little bit of profit and back to break even and doing these things. But then eventually, over time, you're learning from these lessons, provided you allow yourself to learn from these lessons, which is really important. And each lesson is an experience, and provided you take from it the experience and then you implement that into yourself and you further develop and improve, you'll very quickly realize how important those lessons were. Because a lot of the lessons I've faced, a lot of the hard times I've faced in my trading have come prior to me now having this opportunity, and I feel armed and ready to take this opportunity. There was not 1 ounce of me that when the opportunity arose did I go, oh, I'm not sure if I'm ready. I was like, yes, let's go, because I feel in a position. Now, without sounding arrogant, there's of course going to be elements where it's going to be tough, it's going to test me, it's going to be a whole different world. Make sure that you're able to, when opportunities arise, take them without any, I'm not sure if I can allow it, or I trade prop firms so aggressively, I risk half of my account to try and pass, or I risk 5% on a trade, or I do some crazy stuff. Because when it comes to these bigger opportunities, hedge funds, investors, whatever it might be, they're not going to allow you to do that. They will write you off the book instantly and be like, get out. So ensure that the habits that you're making are habits that are sustainable on long term. So if someone does send you an email, someone does ring you up, someone does knock on your door and go, yo, big man, I've got an opportunity of a lifetime for you. Are you ready? You're ready to go, yes, I am ready. But it all comes from the foundations built, because as I've said from the beginning, if your foundations are weak, eventually cracks will show and eventually you will fall. It's as simple as that. If you've not got the right foundations in place, you will fall. Everybody's out here trying to find this mechanical potion on how to trade the markets, right? And someone who came from a very discretionary trading, if you like, where I made a lot of money, but I found the discretion sometimes was too much. Going into mechanical systems been great. However, there are still elements that no matter what I do, there's going to be an area of intuition or discretion from a trader, because I've seen these market events, I've seen these cycles, I've seen these things happening, these patterns occurring, and I'm like, I'm going to get involved. And that's something you can't really teach, that's something you can't really show, because until people understand that or get that, they're not gonna know. So if you're out there searching for this mechanical, incredible system, this secret potion, this silver bullet of a strategy, just bear in mind that with that will come consequences, will come things later down the line where that element of the trader is essentially not making the decision. Because through speaking to some of these connections I've made and these opportunities I've had over the last couple of months, realizing how bigger firms, bigger funds are running things, they have ways to make money, they have algorithms and different things that can make them money. But one thing they all say is they still love the proper trader, the trader that can think logically, that can make a decision that's impactful, that's based on current market conditions and their intuition. And they still have an area of that, of a talent pool, where they want those kind of traders. But also what you've got to factor in is that intuition where you go, you know what, although this ticks all the boxes in terms of the system, is it actually a good trade, and is it a trade I should be risking on, or should I sit out of this trade? And those critical decisions, when it's kind of a bit of a chaotic moment, they're the decisions that truly make the trader. And they're things that I'm realizing more and more as I go through this journey and I surround myself with different people, is there will always be an element of critical thinking needed in trading. And I think if you try to remove that, you're almost doing yourself a disservice. So ensure that you're building the correct habits, ensure you're surrounding yourself with the right people. I've said this before, but remember, start your day as if you had 20 energy tokens, right? And I use 20 because it's just an easy number. You can use 10, you can use 5, you can use 100. But if you have 20 energy tokens and you decide to spend 10 tokens on rubbish on Twitter, rubbish on TikTok, negative energy, poor conversations, feeling negative and sorry for yourself, not doing the things you need to do, there's a likelihood is you've only got 10 to 5 tokens left for yourself, which means on that specific day, you're only giving yourself half of what you could have given yourself. And honestly, changing that and implementing that and going, that's going to take my energy away. Is it worth a token? No, it's not. And actually keeping it to myself and using it on me has been monumentally game changing. And I'm seeing doors open for me that perhaps I never thought would have opened at the time, or perhaps I used to dream of or think of, but never really understood. Now they're opening and I'm like, yo, this is exciting. If you don't have a strong enough why, if you don't have a strong enough reason to do the things you're doing on a daily basis, then when it gets tough, you just simply will not do it because there is no conviction behind what you're doing and why you're doing it. So I would advise everyone to get a very solid and strong why for why they want to do this thing in the first place. And of course, a lot of it's going to become money, but it's also going to become freedom. I don't want to put thoughts into your head, but why do you want money? Why do you want freedom? It has to be deeper than just, I want loads of money. We all love money, money's great, but there's got to be more of what does that money allow you to do? What vehicle does it create for you, etc., etc. But you have to understand that if you're on looking at someone who's on their journey and they look like they're killing it, just remember they've all had their moments and they will continue to have their moments. And I've been very open on the channel and shared many of mine. And recently I've said to you, I've been in a period of drawdown. It's been very, very tough. However, I feel I'm armed with the correct mindset, the correct mentality, the correct system, the correct logic, the correct experience to handle it professionally. And at the end of the day, that is what it's about. And having the conversations with some of the people I'm having conversations with who are trading silly amounts of money, it's very apparent that it's not all about how much percent you make, it's about how much percent you actually keep, how good your risk management is, and how well you position yourself in the market. Because so many people are focused on, oh, well, the return is I made 10% every month, so I must be a good trader. But if you risk 5% to make it, it doesn't mean you're a good trader. If you took 1,000 trades to make it, it doesn't mean you're a good trader. So again, it differs into what you deem as a good trader, what you deem as a successful trader. I know there's going to be comments of people saying, well, what's a good trader then? What's this? How do I get on the hedge fund? How do I do this? Look, for the time being, I'm not disclosing the hedge fund and I'm not looking to do that. However, they have asked me to put traders forward if I can vouch for said trader, and I have put a couple of people forward. However, I'm not looking to just bombard them with people straight away. I wanted to trial the process out myself and give you guys some feedback, and we'll see where it goes. But at the same time, there is many other opportunities that can come from this for many other people. There's some other exciting projects I've got in the works which are going to be sick once they launch, and it won't be long, so keep your eyes peeled on the channel. But remember, your journey is unique to you, and whether it takes you 1 year, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter. Some people find success with this in a year, some people it takes 10 years. It means nothing, it's irrelevant. It's very rare that you're going to get instant gratification, and I think the FX industry is one of the worst for this, because people pollute your minds with how they took 100 quid to £1,000,000 overnight, or they did this secret skill that no one knows and join my broker and you'll figure it out. I do feel like that's created this kind of perception that that's possible, and it may be to a very select few people, but you'll also hear of the people that make money from 100 quid to £1,000,000 usually don't keep the million and they go back to zero because they were not ready for it yet. And this pivots me into make sure you're in the right state of mind, that you truly believe you can obtain wealth, like truly, because if you don't have the correct framework to manage that capital when you get it, you will find a way to get rid of it. And it's why people that are not ready yet for success or ready for wealth, when they come into money, they instantly give it away. It's like lottery winners or people that win big gambling bets. They are not in the correct mindset or state in their journey or their life yet. They think that the money is their problem, so they get given a huge amount of money, and then in a couple of years they're broke again and they're selling themselves on OnlyFans because they haven't got any dough. It's not something you want to be doing. So you also have to ask yourself, do you truly believe you can be as wealthy as your aspiration is? Because it's very easy to write down, I'm going to be wealthy, I'm going to be wealthy. But do you actually believe that? Because the language is so important. Because let's face it, your mind isn't dumb. It will call you out like that if the thing that you're saying you don't believe. So you also have to get clear on believing what you say. And again, that comes down to identity, that comes down to self-image. Something that Mark got us to do with Rewired, something he mentioned, and again, I'm sure he won't mind me mentioning this, but get a journal, and brand new journal, and for 30 days, just write down the identity that you want to become. So whether that is I'll use an example. My identity is someone that does 10,000 steps a day. I do yoga every morning. I go to the gym 4 times a week. I eat a balanced diet. I hold myself to a high standard. You keep reinforcing these things, and then at the end of the day, you sign it off at the bottom of the page. That instantly will reaffirm to you your new identity. And if you carry that process on for a couple of months, you will automatically become that person and you'll believe it. And I promise you, it might sound mad, but that fixed a lot of my issues as well, where I was just like, oh my God, I actually believe it. It's easy to write it, but actually believe what you're saying. And I always say pen and paper is much better than typing. So that could be an exercise you can try. But doing all of these things and ensuring you're ready is great, because when the opportunity arises and when the door knocks or when the phone rings or when the email dings or the WhatsApp goes off and someone says, I've got this opportunity, you will take it with both hands and run with it. At the end of the day, if you take something on board and you fail, it's much better than not trying at all and thinking for the rest of your life, what would have happened if I did that? There is some incredible ways to scale up this trading skill set, and that's the beauty of it, is once you have the skill set of trading, nobody can take that away from you. No matter what happens, there will always be a way for you to access capital. Putting your energy into, will that prop firm not A book me, or will that prop firm B book me, or will that prop firm close down, or will that prop firm, it isn't worth it. Like, it's generally not, because there's always going to be someone, if you possess a skill set, to go, I'll give you money here, you can obtain money here, you can do this, you can do that. I will let you know on the channel. I've got some incredible things to share, so just keep posted, keep your eyes peeled, some great things coming. And without further ado, I hope you'll have an incredible rest of your week, and I will catch you in a bit. Peace and love, gang.